Gotta learn from the wise women and men all my life. Like na na na. For my top 10, top 10, top 10, na na na. This one's for my top 10.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because chances are you are the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Brendon Burchard, and my take on his top 10 rules for success. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Teach yourself to be happy.
Our mutual friend Tony Robbins says, like, that's ultimate failure. To succeed, but never feel like a success, never feel like you've had it. Like, I'm vitally aware that, you know, I could get on a plane and not survive. I'm vitally aware that tomorrow might not be here for me. I don't want to grit and hustle it out and never feel the joys of life, that satisfaction, that pleasure of, you know what, gosh, good for you. You're trying hard, Brendon. Today sucked. You failed today, Brendon. But you're doing a good job, kid. Stay in the game. Feel some satisfaction that you tried. Feel some fulfillment of that, you know? Because what I've learned from high performers, this is not just Brendon's personal opinion. I've done this for 16 years at the highest levels. And I see it over and over. It's usually when I get the call, it's like, well, I just sold my company for, you know, hundreds of millions, and crap, I'm miserable. And I ask, when someone says, I can't figure out, Brendon, you know, everyone says I should be happy. I'm not. I don't know what's going on. And they're edgy as hell about it. Like, I have it. I mean, geez, look at the house, look at the girl, look at the cars, look at the thing. I got it all. I'm freaking out, man. I don't know why. I did it all. And I said, well, did you ever teach yourself to be happy along the way? And they never did that work. Because doing that work is what makes life worthwhile, too.
Rule number 2, create unique experiences.
A lot of people in relationships, they just go through the motions. Let's go out to the movie, let's go out to dinner, and then they're out to movies and they're on the phone, or out to dinner and they're on the phone. And they're not even paying attention to the other person and trying to create magic. But if you remember at the beginning of a relationship, you really worked hard to do unique things, to take someone to a nice restaurant, to create an experience at the park or at the show. You worked hard to set up flowers for them or give them a nice card. Like, you were thinking about experiences. Oh, I love you so much. Let's go to Italy. Let's go to France. Someday let's go and swim with the, you know, dolphins. I mean, you had all these ideas for adventures and unique experiences, and then it turned into Thursday night, Netflix, 4 barrels of popcorn and a barrel of wine. And all of a sudden you're like, why don't we have the zest in the pop anymore? Because you stopped creating experiences that brought out that newness and that vibrancy and that adventure and that growth together. Like, the most important thing in great relationships, they do things together. And this applies to your friends too. Like, are you creating situations with your friends where you go out on an adventure together? I mean, when's the last time you really hung out with your friends and you did something new? Not the same old thing, something new. When's the last time in your relationship, maybe your marriage or your partner, did you really try to, like, craft something magical? And often people, they'll realize they didn't try to craft something magical in years. And now they wonder why their marriage is in trouble. They haven't tried to craft something magical in months, and they wonder why their boyfriend's disinterested. You have to work hard in relationships. You have to plan in relationships. You have to make sure that that variety is there and that experiences are forming a tighter bond. Because listen, you can share your goals, you can share your fears, you can talk all day, you can have great dates, but if you're not having new experiences together, suddenly you get bored with each other and the magic is gone.
Rule number 3, connect to your purpose.
Many of you all know my story when I started as a writer and an online trainer, totally broke, totally busted, living in my girlfriend's apartment, had nothing. And I had to look at her every day and remind myself, I'm fighting for our future here. Because there were plenty of days I was down on myself, plenty of days I didn't feel like it. It doesn't matter if you feel like it. Look, if you don't feel like it, then it's your job to make yourself feel like it. If you don't feel like it, it's your job to fire yourself up. If you don't feel like it, it's time to sit and think, okay, what is important to me? What really can I connect to and feel in my heart is important for me to go and do? Because you deserve to do something important with your day. But you'll never do it if you keep starting your day in so much distraction and consuming everybody else's will and desires and opinions and judgments. You've got to start that day so anchored to what is important that motivation isn't even an issue the rest of the day. And that's what I do every morning. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about what is the thing I'm so passionate about right now. And it's not like every day I'm like, yay, here we go. It's like, I got to really think about it. Because, otherwise the tasks, the other activities, the things I'm supposed to do come in. But I got to go, what am I fighting for real? What's important for me now? Why do I need to deliver with excellence? Well, because you know what? I care about my family and my future. I care about my students. I care about showing my excellence. I care about my art. So here we go. And I get deeply and emotionally connected to what I am doing in the morning right off the bat. That changes everything.
Rule number 4, believe.
So many people want the path to be completely clear now. And you and I were just talking about this. Is like, you have to have faith in the timing of the path. You have to believe that serendipity will appear when it's supposed to appear, that purpose will reveal itself sometimes in one battle and sometimes in another battle, sometimes in this game or this thought or that activity. And, I think people stress way too much about getting clarity.
My friend Evan Carmichael's book, listen, humans are built to serve. Some people are built to serve the world, others want to serve the 25 people closest to them. But in either case, humans are built to serve. So if you're not happy right now, it's because you're not serving enough. You got to pick up this book because it's so inspiring to remind you that we're all here to contribute, to make a difference, to make an impact, and this is your field guide for that.
Rule number 5, build deep relationships.
Why are you so good at relationships? Like, what are a few of the things that make you bond with people as quickly as you do?
I always come back to, there must be an intention there. So the intention, where did the intention come from? So the intention for me came from, when I was on my deathbed, and in, 2 times in my life I thought I was going to die. And the one that gave me the greatest gift was the did I love part of did I live, did I love, did I matter? I saw scenes of my life. When I thought I was going to die, I saw scenes of my life when I was surrounded by the people that I loved. And my instant feeling was, I'm going to miss them. And they're going to miss me. And I'm dying, and that's so sad. And that was as important as, did I live my life or did I make a difference? It was like, I'm so sad. And I got that as a 19-year-old kid. Like, a breakup of a relationship sent me into suicide. That realization was like, oh my God, at the end, all you're gonna wonder is about your family and your friends and the people you loved, and all they're gonna miss you. So I got early that one of the objectives of this game has to be deep relationships.
Rule number 6, focus on active improvement.
The other thing that fascinates me that you've written about high performers is this strive for perfection, where high performers can often be hard on themselves.
Yes.
And I'd love to hear your perspective on this. It's this difference between the pressure that we place on ourselves versus complacency.
Yeah.
Because I think right now we're hearing a bit of both out there on social media and everywhere. And a lot of people are confused. It's like, do I really go hard on myself? And am I really disciplined? And am I really harsh to myself? Or actually, do I just let it go and just let it flow and let it happen? And, I want to hear what your research on the high performers said when it came to perfection versus progress.
Yeah. There's no question they're more into progress than perfection. There's no question. There's like zero question that they are working on the things that move the needle in their life. So they're focused on the things that matter most. So they're good at wheeling out distractions. But what I always tell people is like, if you think you're a perfectionist, you're probably lying. And the reason that is, and that people hate when I say that, but if you look it up in the book, in the dictionary, it's like perfection. Like if you actually look up perfection or to perfect, it comes from that root word to perfect. To perfect does not mean it's done. To perfect means like 2 things happen in that connotation of to perfect. First, it has to be an iteration or a start, or it has to be done in like first draft. To perfect it means take it from being done, being released, being out there, being, where you feel like it's a start, and then to perfect it, to keep working on it, to keep iterating on it. And what perfectionists always say, here's what they really say. Well, I haven't started yet because I'm a perfectionist and I'm only going to do it if I can get it completely right. No, you're lying. There's a difference between perfecting and being fearful.
Yes.
And what most perfectionists are is they're scared. They're scared to start and scared not to get it right. So they don't even begin.
Yeah.
A real perfectionist is so in friggin' motion. They are. They're perfecting. They're beating it up. They're iterating. They're dialing it in, and they are active at it. To perfect requires an active improvement. And most people who say they're perfectionists are actually dead stop fear.
Rule number 7, find a mentor.
People are scared to start their big dreams because they fear their dream won't work out. They think, oh, well, Brendon, what if I do all that work? And, on the other side of things, the grass isn't greener. I went through all that work and I put my heart and I put my soul into it, Brendon. It doesn't work. And how do I feel about myself? And, I have responsibilities to my family or to other people. And I do all the things that doesn't turn out. And they're so scared it's not going to work. And that's why I say, my friend, get yourself a mentor. Get yourself a plan. Get yourself in the proximity of someone who's done it before so they can guide you, so they can cheer you on. Of course, you're going to fear it's not going to work out if you can't see where it's going to go, if you can't see how other people have gotten there. So read their biographies, study their process, read their books, take their courses, engage their material, ask the questions. There's so many, the world is full of mentors that you can access with a direct message now. Use that. Ask the questions. There's seminars, there's live events, there's online courses everywhere available for you. There's a bajillion TED Talks. There's a bajillion biographies. Why aren't you consuming more of those to understand people's emotional journey, to understand their process, to understand the big decisions that they made, to understand their regrets, to understand their lessons? Of course you're scared to start if you haven't seen the illuminated journey of others. But once you see the map they took, once you hear their process, once you learn the mistakes they made, now that emboldens you. Your mind goes, oh, I got a little more clarity here. With more clarity comes more confidence. With more clarity, confidence, momentum, you'll go after that, my dream, my friend. No matter how small you start something that matters.
Rule number 8, be the positive ripple.
All I want to do, and what I realized early on from reading personal development books, is your life creates a ripple. And so I'm always trying to realize that maybe I can make somebody smile today, and now when they go home, they're nicer to the kid. That's a real thing. And so I treat people with that recognition, because I don't know if you ever, sometimes when someone treats you bad, it really does mess up the rest of your day. And I had people beat me when I was a kid. I got in fights when I was a kid. I was in martial arts most of my life. So I've just had like super violent things happen in my life. I've had a lot of drama with relationships early in my life. And I'm talking like pre-20s. And I just wanted to be the positive ripple.
Rule number 9, get clarity about yourself.
High performers, they kind of know the service they want to bring to the world. That's why I was like, Jay's going to smash this. Because you were so humble. You're like, I've only been doing this X amount of time, Brendon. But you already knew you wanted to make wisdom go viral. And you knew what was true to you. You knew the type of purpose you wanted to make. And you're still seeking that out and clarifying like we all are. But high performers know the service they want to give to the world. Mm-hmm. And they don't know it exactly or perfectly, but they're intentionally moving towards that. And so for those who are like, I don't know if I have clarity, I'm like, okay, get clarity about yourself a little more, about how you want to treat people and be with people, about what you need to develop and how you want to give or serve. And if you focus on that, like every day, every week, you're conscious of those 4 things. One day, you're just so much more confident and clear.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is learn instead of judge.
You need to learn versus judge when it comes to your behaviors and your results in life. So here's what I'd love you to do. Start a Sunday review. And every Sunday, all I want you to do is sit down and really evaluate how you showed up this last week. How did you really show up? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What situations did you do good in? What situations could you have done better in? What did you learn about yourself? And use that review session not to beat yourself up, Not to say I wish I woulda, coulda, not to be mad at yourself, not to stir self-talk that's filled with self-hatred, but rather to say, okay, what did I really learn about who I am and what I prefer in life? What did I really learn about what I like? What did I learn about the best of me, and what did I learn about the go through the motions me? Where did I feel down? Where did I feel confident? And start experimenting with how you view yourself by better doing a job of reviewing your week. I think one reason people don't have as confident mentality as they should is because they're just barreling through week after week after week after week, kind of blind and dumb to how far they've grown. But if you can, instead of judging yourself and I sucked yesterday, you can every week have a real self-evaluation session. How did I do? What did I learn? And in that personal development where you can look at yourself objectively, without judging, without being mad, without giving it negative labels, and just go, how did I do? What did I learn? What could I have done better? Oh, I could have done this. And just kind of observe how you're going through your life. And then tell yourself, okay, next time I'll do this. And next time I'll do this. And next time I'll do that. That's a learning mentality versus a judgment mentality. A judgment mentality was, I was an idiot. I was stupid. I didn't like myself. I look stupid. People are going to make fun of me. They're going to hate me. That judgment self-talk is why you have so little self-confidence. Because most people spend most of their time criticizing themselves. Their self-talk is so negative instead of learning oriented. And as soon as you switch from a negative standpoint to a learning standpoint, disappointment goes away, embarrassment goes away, self-hatred goes away, and you start just learning your way into the new and strongest you.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video? And what is your specific plan of action for the next week? When you just watch a video and get motivated by it, you have a 35% chance of following through. But when you get motivated and then create a specific plan of action, you have a 91% chance of following through. That's what we do here, Believe Nation. We get motivated, but then we do something about it. And when you commit to other people, you increase your chances even further of following through. So, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? And then what is your plan of action around it for this week? Put it down in the comments below because I want to celebrate you.
I avoid distractions completely. I literally avoid almost all distractions. Even if I'm going to go do email isn't something I check into once in a while throughout the day. I'm not standing in line checking into Instagram once in a while. That's not what I'm doing. If I'm going to do social media, there's a time that I've blocked. That's when social media is going to happen. If I'm going to do email, I've blocked that time. That's when that's going to happen. Otherwise, I'm focusing on the major activities that are moving my life forward. One reason people lack motivation is because they lack momentum toward the things that matter. It's not that they're not getting things done. You look at them, they got plenty of busy work in their life, Look at all the busy work they got. They're actually accomplishing a ton of things. They're doing a ton of things. They looked at 500 posts today, answered 100 emails, kicked out 50 slides, created 20 things, had 10 phone calls. They're busy, but often they're busy doing work that means nothing to them. They're busy reacting, not creating. And so they're losing that sense of momentum overall towards things that are fulfilling to them. And because they're losing that, now they get even more bogged down in distraction because they don't feel good. I don't feel like I'm getting momentum in my life. I feel sad. I'm not doing anything with my life. So let me check in what everybody else is doing in their life on Instagram right now. I'm here to tell you, if you want motivation in your life, get momentum again.
If you want 10 more awesome rules from Brendon Burchard, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I'm going to honor this process. It's sort of a little samurai mentality. It's I'm going to honor that this is difficult because that is precisely what's needed.
Yeah.